I'm still a freshman, and so I'm going to ask some questions. And I said, if I had been here in 2016 when Jim Harrison was here, and if I had known that Jim Harrison was involved in unethical and illegal activity, would I have not been able to campaign against him? I'm the only one that knows, but I know.
Right. So the issue of him in good standing really means public good standing,
right.
But you have information.
I have information, and I know that he's doing something that's unethical. Are you telling me I could not have campaigned against him? Mm-hmm. Well, about 3 or 4 of them got their heads together and discussed it for a few minutes. They said, that is correct. You would not. I said, same year, 2016. If I had known that Richard Quinn was involved in unethical or illegal activity, would you say that I would not have been able to campaign against him? They said, absolutely not. I said, okay. I'm going to read you 2 lines from the Republican Creed. One line says, I will cower before no master save my God. And the last line says, I'm a free American. And I sat down. When I looked at that, here's how I looked at it. When I swore to uphold the Constitution in 1966, I went in the United States Air Force. I meant it.
Yeah.
You weren't there then, but those of us who were in the military during those years, when we went through airports, they had lines of people to laugh at us, cuss us, flip us off.
Mm-hmm.
That happened to me in Dallas. That happened to me in Atlanta. That happened to me in San Francisco.
And you weren't even in Vietnam. You were in Japan, flying back from Japan.
I was in uniform, going to Japan, or leaving basic training, or coming home on emergency leave.
So with that news, you had to deal with your child.
Yeah.
You landed
when I was in the Atlanta airport that night in uniform. There were people there laughing at us and flipping us off. So, so when I read that thing that prohibits or hinders my First Amendment right to free speech, to be able to speak freely in 2 years, if I find there's a slug down here, I want to campaign against the slug.
Right.
And you're telling me if there's a slug sitting next to me, I can't go campaign against him because he's a Republican in good standing. I said, I can't do that. That's First Amendment. That's just me. So I felt like they were flipping me off.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm too old to be flipped off. I'm 76 years old. You can't flip me off. When I was 22, you could flip me off, but not at age 76. So.
Wow.